Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to go over ticker GNS for tomorrow's possible gaps and moves. I want to go over this chart real quick. These purple lines or purple dotted lines are going to be basically support and resistance, but really we want to see it get above this area to be considered bullish. So in the morning on GNS, I do have this on the early bird watch list. So if you're up early pre-market, be watching for a possible move and close over 150 to then hold that level and get up to that 165. Now, I would anticipate a little bit of struggle around the 160 area, as that's the 10-cent pop, and this is a cheapo, so I don't consider this to be a plus. But a close over that 150, look at possibly 160 area to possibly scale out and get some profit, lock it in, and then 165. That's what I'll be watching tomorrow morning, if I'm up early enough to watch this one. If we get above 165, we do have some room to 188, and if we measure that gap, we can see that that's not a bad gap. It's a 13% gap, so it may be worth my time, but really depends on the conditions leading up into that trade. If we notice that we have a whole bunch of major reds in here before that move, or if we have a bullish vertical trend and close over, I may sit that trade out myself, as again, it's not a plus. It will never be a plus because of the price that it's starting on, not in my opinion anyways. If we get over 165, I've got 188, 210. $2 is, of course, the mental level. Keep that in mind. 220, 236, and 243. So just looking at these gaps and measuring them out, I think this gap from here to the 188 area is going to be 13%. That's a lucrative gap. I like that one. And this one here is about 10%, 11% gap on that one as well to the $2 and 210. So that's not bad. I may consider taking that trade as well. If we get some volume, of course, we need volume. No volume, no trade is my number one rule. So that's ticker GNS. We also have LUNR on the scanners in the aftermarket that we can see is gapped up on the gap up list. We can see we don't have much volume here and not too much liquidity, and so therefore I don't really anticipate too much price action movement on this one in the right direction. And if it does get up there, it's going to end up setting up probably as a risk it for the biscuit, which I consider anything with very low volume entering these wide or large gaps as a risk it for the biscuit setup. So yes, it may be worth watching, and yes, it may get up to that level, but no, I won't throw the kitchen sink at something like this. Now we can see very little volume and liquidity here, so I wouldn't be able to take this trade with any real size for it to matter. But if we measure out this gap here from 366 area all the way up to 16, it's about an 18% gap. So again, that may be worth my time, and that might be the gap that I want to trade. So if I can see this opportunity, and again, the conditions leading up into are not horrendous, then I can possibly take that trade. Now, down below, we do have some choppy levels. So really for me, I'm a bullish momentum trader. I want to see it get up into these gaps. If we do get into this gap again, we've got that gap there. That's not bad, but we have this one here. It's about 10% as well. So a couple lucrative gaps to keep an eye on. So that's ticker LUNR. And those are the two that I'll be watching early pre-market. We also have PTPI. I'll pull this one up. The only issue I have with PTPI, and this is the same issue I expressed to our members in Discord this morning, early pre-market, is that this one on Friday, if we zoom out here, we can see it's pretty messy looking. But if you zoom in on this chart, what you're going to see is that it hit on Friday a high of $8.52. So in my opinion, it has to get up to that $8.50 level to really be considered bullish. And the reason I think that is because what happened here on that Friday price action is we created a lot of bags because we dropped from that price. So what that means is in this area that we can see is pretty choppy with lines and levels, we can also anticipate that it's going to be choppy price action as well, because we have a lot of recent bag holders over here on this side. As we can see, again, the price action on that Friday, it gapped up to 850. So yes, it's worth watching, and yes, it may have a possible nice move on it to the bullish side, which would be up here, but no, I don't deem this as an A+ setup because of that. Those gaps have already filled above, so I want to see it enter new gaps to really consider this to be A+. And so the new gap that I'm looking for it to get up to is going to be this 820, 850, half dollar, $9, and 920. So if we start to get over that 920, I may take trades on it. Up there we have 920, $10, 1040, 11, and it really starts to open up almost to half and whole dollar levels, which I love trading those type of gaps. But that's ticker PTPI. Guys, that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys early in the pre-market. Thanks.